There is a sense of disbelief at the way Omar Abdullah has reacted to this entire situation and the fact that he's actually batting for Pakistan. Subramaniam Swamy and Mehboob Beg are opening up the debate when we are going to open it up beyond this in 10 minutes from now. Mehboob Beg, how can a chief minister bat for Pakistan? I mean, he may be threatened by the BJP, but to bat for Pakistan after a weekend in which an 8-year-old boy has been killed basically means that Pakistan has a free signal from the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir to kill an 8-year-old boy and to kill his father and to injure the rest of his family, because Omar Abdullah shares the belief of the Pakistanis that calling off the talks was a mistake by Modi. Mr. Beg, you need to explain this.
Yeah, Arnab, only if you will allow me to do that, otherwise it won't be possible.
I'm asked you a question because I want to hear you respond.
If you will allow me.
Yes.
And don't interrupt, please. Yeah, and let viewers also hear my point of view, not only your point of view or others' point of view, because it's already known, you have drawn conclusions already, which is very unfortunate. Now, having
please
said
respond.
That, we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, are getting affected, and especially those who are living. Respond to what? I am trying to respond, Arnab. I am trying to do that. I am trying to do that. We, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, are suffering. We have suffered because of the hostility between the two countries. And whenever there is hostility between the two countries, we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, suffer and suffer the most. That's the unfortunate part of it. Now, having said that, we have gone to wars, we have fought many wars, but nothing has come out of wars. This rabble-rousing and doomsayers will be gladdened by all this, but this doesn't gladden us. We are affected. So we have to look after the people who have got injured by this bombing, by this pounding of shells. We have to look after them, and at the same time we have to find an ultimate solution to the problem.
Just simple question. Simple question to you, sir. Simple question to you, Mr. Mehboob Beg.
We have to
talk to them. A simple question goes to you as a counter question, not as an interruption. Kindly explain to me in simple English, what is the link between the calling off of the talks and the shelling in which an 8-year-old boy died along with his father and the whole family was affected? Civilians, please explain to me what is the link.
Maybe, yeah, I will explain if you will allow me. Arnab, you can't put your finger on one thing and say this one thing is affecting the relationship. You can't do that. But perhaps, yes, talks are important. Even Vajpayee talked and talked uninterruptedly. He was a BJP leader. He was a stalwart. Even Mr. Advani, when he was the Home Minister,
please,
he talked to
I ask you a second time.
Young men.
I'm asking you a second time. I am asking you a second time tonight. 1 second, sir. I am asking you a second time.
What's that?
I'm asking you a second time.
What's that?
In the belief.
Yes, please.
In the belief that at least the second time you will answer the question and not force me to ask you the question a third time. Because then I will ask you the question a fourth and a fifth time is required. And if you still don't answer, then viewers will see, Mr. Mehboob Beg, that you are prevaricating or you no answer at all.
I will go
My question to you a second time is, sir, please. Sir, please explain to me in simple English the link between.
Please don't draw conclusions.
Sir, the link between the link. Please explain to me the link between the Modi decisions government to tell the Pakistanis to stop talking to the Hurriyat and the shelling on the border, in which an 8-year-old boy died. You need to answer the question.
No talk.
Answer the question.
Yes, which is very unfortunate, but you have to find an ultimate solution. Solution will come. Yes, solution will come only through talks. We have to talk, and there is no substitute.
So who says don't talk? But
even after wars, wars only complicate. Rousing will complicate.
So who's talking of war?
We have to.
Who is Mr. Subramaniam Swamy's turn to respond on this debate now?
We must take.
Dr. Swamy is coming into that. No, who's talking about war? The only people who are carrying out the war, Mehboob Beg, are the Pakistanis. They killed an 8-year-old boy, sir. No, they kill an 8-year-old boy. A shell enters the house, an innocent boy there playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
A boy who's playing in his house dies. And today you are justifying the ceasefire violation.
Yeah, absolutely. Very painful.
How do you say?
No.
Very painful.
No, Arnab, that's what you are saying.
Sir, tell me a Pakistani.
Please,
sir, 1 second, sir. I don't understand this. I'm now getting, you may have an election, sir, but anything may happen. But please understand, I want to know today which Pakistani political party would ever justify, if an Indian were to do, which we don't do, is shell the Pakistanis, and a poor Pakistani child would have died in that. And a Pakistani political party would have justified the Indian aggression. It's only in India that we do it for our narrow political interests. Dr. Swami, you heard the responses of Mehboob Beg. Dr. Swami, please.
Ask
Dr. Swami,
please. Ask BJP as well. They are trying to trifurcate the state now. They are doing.
If he gives me a chance to speak, I will.
Contest these elections on the basis of religion.
Now you have to let him come in.
Lethal, which is dangerous.
Now you have to let him come in, sir. He wants to respond to you, Mehboob Beg.
Well, first of all, you see, the question of talking with Pakistan the last 67 years demonstrates that it has no effect on them. You see, take for example the Simla agreement. We gave practically everything away that we won by the war, and it made no difference. Before that, Lal Bahadur Shastri gave away Haji Pir, which our soldiers had to wept when we gave it back. But it didn't alter anything. Jawaharlal Nehru took the Kashmir issue to United Nations without a cabinet resolution. It has not made any difference on the Pakistanis. The problem in Pakistan is that who's in control there? It's the civilian government is never in control. It's either the military or it is the ISI or the mullahs. So and the people in Kashmir, they are fed up with this present leadership. In fact, their chief minister is a non-resident chief minister, is most often found in London, not in Srinagar. We all go to Kashmir for vacation, but he goes to London for vacation. So therefore, there is no application of mind. We have, I think we have to have a presence rule. We have to have presence rule in Jammu Kashmir for some time. And then after normalcy is restored, we should have elections. And ask the people who they want. If they want peace and quiet, they have to vote for the BJP.
Sir, Mehboob Beg, you don't have to respond to what you feel is a personal comment on Omar Abdullah made by Subramaniam Swamy. You have a right to choose. Or you have a right tonight on the Newshour to answer the most substantive point being raised, which I have asked you twice. And now as I welcome the rest of the panel, I ask you a third time.
What's that, Arnab?
Sir, I ask you a third time.
What's that?
Well, I'm surprised you didn't hear it. I am asking you, how do you legitimize the...
No, I do.
How do you legitimize the Pakistani Rangers shooting shells and killing innocent Indians? How do you justify that? I don't believe you can justify it.
Nobody is doing that. No, nobody is doing that. No. Nobody is justifying that. Nobody is justifying that.
Of course.
That's what I told you earlier on.
Sir,
nobody is justifying that. We
sir, you put... Sir, of course you have.
No.
No, sir, you have.
That's your conclusion.
No, sir, you are wrong.
That's your conclusion.
It's your statement.
No, you want to...
It's your statement. It's your chief minister's statement. I'm opening up the debate.
If we have to respond, Arnab, if we have to...
Sir,
Arnab, if we have to respond on dotted lines set by you, then it's not a debate.
Sir, you certainly don't need to. But all you need to tell me, all you need to tell me, all you need to tell me, sir, is it true or not? Yeah. And I now welcome into the debate.
Nobody, no. I am not here to justify that.
Sir, is it true or is it untrue? Is it true or is it untrue that your chief minister has blamed the Narendra Modi government for the aggression across the border from Pakistan, in which an 8-year-old boy has been killed, his 3-year-old brother has been injured, his mother has been injured, and his 35-year-old father has died on Saturday? I mean, this is truly the limit. You can have your battles with the Modi government, But to blame the government of India for killing Indians on our soil, in your state, is absolutely crossing every moral Lakshman Rekha,
now,
sir. And you need to draw that line. I'm now getting into the debate. General G.D. Bakshi. G.D. Bakshi comes into the debate. Samir Kaul comes into the debate of the PDP. And Abdul Engineer Rashid, an independent MLA, is coming in from Srinagar. G.D. Bakshi. Now, for 3 times I asked the National Conference representative the question. I haven't heard an answer yet. Not once.
No, I have answered. You don't want to hear the answer.
You won't get it from
like
these people.
Arnab, that's a problem. You don't like the answer.
Now, can somebody else please talk?
Go ahead.
Mr. Beg, please, Arnab, I was saying the problem in Jammu and Kashmir is an insecure chief minister who doesn't speak the Kashmiri language. He has been trying to make up for that insecurity by trying to take an antagonistic stance against the Indian Army, by trying to remove the Armed Forces Special Powers Act at a vulnerable time when he is aware that the American troops are leaving Afghanistan and there is likely to be escalation. Now he has crossed all limits. He is holding a gun to our temples and saying, talk with Pakistan or else. And when the Pakistani army, to spoil those talks, opened fire, he is holding a gun to our temples and saying, capitulate, surrender, beg for talks, crawl. I'm sorry, we don't do that in this country, Mr. Beg. You and your party should learn this. And if you can't govern, if you can't look after your people, please, in the name of God, go.
You
have hung around too long for any good that you might have done.
General Bakshi, don't get hyper, don't get agitated. Nobody in this country allows that. Not only you, nobody in this country will allow that. Don't get hyper and don't get agitated. And don't issue certificates of nationalism to people.
Samir Kaul, no. Sir, all I'm saying to you is you answer my question. I sent it to you a 4th time. Subramaniam Swamy, feel free to come into the debate at any point. Engineer Abdul Rashid and Samir Kaul, now we are in open debate.
I want to ask him only one question. Can he give me one instance where talking with Pakistan has produced any results? They cannot, because the civilians are not in authority in Pakistan by the nature of the system there.
Subramaniam, we should go on fighting wars.
Yeah, we have to fight a final decisive war.
Therefore,
it is time for us. It is time for us to fight a decisive war. We broke Pakistan into 2 last time. This time we should break it into 4.
Which you talked about. You said you will... Subramaniam Swamy, you said you will rein in inflation. You have forgotten about that. You said you will...
Are we discussing inflation tonight?
You will put curbs on inflation.
Are we discussing inflation tonight?
Of price rise. You are not talking about that now.
But are we discussing inflation tonight? Are we discussing inflation?
You want us to cross?
No, 1 second. Are we discussing inflation? Are you the same party? Are you the same party that collaborated with UPA 2 for the longest possible time and was silent on the issue of inflation? We are talking about your support to the Pakistanis.
Yeah.
That's it. Restrict yourself to the subject. We are supporting.
The Pakistanis want war. We'll give them war.
Arnab, please.
Sir, you know something.
Nobody is supporting them.
You know what
conclusions.
Sir, you are not
conclusion. Nobody is supporting them.
You are supporting.
We are supporting our own people.
You are supporting
because of this.
Sir, you are supporting them.
No. This is you. You are drawing these conclusions. Nobody is supporting them.
Sir, I am not drawing conclusions. I am reading your statement.
Affected. Those who are living near.
Okay, so here are 3 ways. I'll put out 3 ways in the next 4 minutes. I will give 3 ways in which you are supporting Pakistan. 3 more ways rather than what you've already done. You call yourself the National Conference and you have no respect for national interest. I want to join the PDP, which also has a hypocritical position on this. I know that what they'll try and do is reduce this to Jammu and Kashmir politics. But nevertheless, I want your stand on this.
So finish. So you need not
Samir
correct them. You have drawn conclusions already.
Just to push your agenda. Can they stop, please?
What?
Just to push your agenda this evening, you collected a coterie of General Bakshi and the likes of Subramanian Swamy who talk about mother of all battles. All the radical talk. Has that radical talk got us anywhere in the past? That it will get us in the future? Of course not. We have no option but to talk. We have to talk with the devil. We have to talk with the enemy. We want peace because the people who are dying from these bullets and bombs are the residents of Jammu and Kashmir, from Rambir Singh Pora in Jammu to Kargil in Leh. And for
the soldiers who die come from all over India.
Foolhardy. We have no, not at all.
Sir, in other words, you justify the killing. No, in other words, 1 minute. No, Samir Kaul, let me ask you one question.
When have the killings stopped?
Samir Kaul, 1 minute.
When have the killings stopped? When did they ever stop?
Well, if they never stop, then why do you blame the Narendra Modi government for it?
I'll tell you when the killings stop. I'll tell you when the killings stop.
That is why I'm saying.
I'd like to come in, please, Arnab.
We need to talk peace.
With whom?
Because this to and fro.
With whom, Mr. Kaul? With whom? And in the process, Mr. Kaul and GD Bakshi wants to come in. In the process.
And I'm not the Hurriyat. I'm a mainstream party. You are not cognizant of my problems and my people
Mr.
dying
Samir Kaul,
in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Samir Kaul, there is Mr. Kaul, I want to say something. Mr. Kaul, I want to say something to you. There is no need.
Because you cannot.
There is no one. Mr. Kaul, listen to me. Mr. Kaul. Mr. Kaul.
What has it got us in the past?
Mr. Kaul, listen to me. There is no need. There is no need for you to get hassled because you've lost your own argument. I'll give you 3 examples. Point number 1. You want to support Pakistan in 3 ways. You and the National Conference. You want to send out support Pakistan in 3 ways indirectly.
That is your interpretation.
So let me tell you why I have that view.
That is your interpretation, but that's not the truth.
Let me tell you why I have my view. Are you worried about what I'm going to say?
Everybody with a cool mind.
Are you worried about what I'm going to say?
Of course not. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My mind is cool, but you're looking a little hassled tonight. Question number 1. You support the Pakistanis by sending out a message. By sending out a message of a divided India in which New Delhi and Srinagar contradict themselves. 1 minute on whether Kashmir is or isn't up for discussion when it comes to Pakistan.
People who talk to each other, who express views, it's called democratic India, not divided India, my friend.
Really?
You don't call it
oh God.
Which
Subramanian Swamy countering that? Which Swamy is countering you?
There is also a Jammu. There is also a part of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir called Jammu, Ladakh. They are not with you. They are with us. You are a handful of people in the valley. You cannot dictate the policy.
No. That is what you think. Mr. Swamy,
we'll find out in this election.
Who are you and who are us? What is this you and us?
No.
This is typical of you. This is typical of you. This is the venom you are spreading out.
Those who want to surrender to Pakistan are a handful in Kashmir.
Can I come in?
The whole of Jammu, the whole of Ladakh, people in Kargil, the Shias of Jammu Kashmir, they are all with us.
Now we have a judgment from His Highness.
Nothing like that.
Arnab, here we have a judgment from His Highness, who has nothing to do with the state.
Only those who want to visit Pakistan as a High Commission.
Jammu and Kashmir is on the map of India.
Was the 8-year-old boy, was he killed by an Indian shell or a Pakistani shell? 1 minute. I have one. No. 1 minute.
Talk to them.
Samir Kaul.
NDA's regime.
Samir Kaul.
They used to talk to them.
Samir Kaul and Mehboob Beg. If you can answer the question, I'll be grateful. So there are 2 options. If you can answer the question, it is grateful. If you want to deflect the question because you don't want to answer it or you have no answer and want to move on to talking about something else, you just need to say, we are going to dodge the question. My question, I repeat, now there are millions of viewers watching you tonight. And my question is this. Please tell me whether or not it is true that it was a Pakistani Rangers shell that tore through the roof of a house 35 kilometers from Jammu in the Arispura sector and killed an 8-year-old boy and his father.
That is what we are trying to stop.
So how do you, when it is a Pakistani Rangers shell, how do you blame the Indians for it?
Brutal behavior.
You stop it with satyagraha.
No, not blaming anybody. We are blaming the loss of peace.
Sir, you are, sir, don't talk in generalities.
We are blaming people who are responsible for such policies. And escalation is not the answer. We have to talk, for God's sake.
So you want to,
people.
So I say to you,
from the battlefield to the table.
So what would you do? No, so what, what would you do? Would you, Samir, call? In one, and please let me complete. Would you, Samir, call if you were in government, or Mehboob Beg if you were in government, which you are not? And it appears you are unlikely to come, at least Mehboob Beg, if you continue with the Congress for some time. Would you reward the Pakistanis, 1 second, reward the Pakistanis, right? And respect the memory of the 8-year-old boy and his father who died in Arispura by making medallions out of the Pakistani Rangers, 1 minute, by making medallions out of the Pakistani Rangers shell and then putting those medallions on the Pakistanis and saying, thank you for killing an 8-year-old boy. We will now resume talks with you.
My friend.
Sir, peace. Is that what you want?
Arnab Goswami, it doesn't
Mr. Samir Kaul, I know my name, answer my question. I know my name, answer my question.
What do you do?
What do we do?
This is very unfortunate.
I want peace.
What do we do?
I don't want anybody to die.
Two Kashmir parties ask me, what do we do?
I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to get injured. I don't want crops destroyed.
Sir, neither do we.
Houses burnt. I don't want people migrating. I don't want shelters
We are moved. We are deeply moved. Thank you.
Like the Kashmiri Pandits.
Arnab, what's your solution to this?
Sir,
can we know your solution to the problem?
First, you accept what you've done. And you accept what Omar Abdullah did. Yes, GD Bakshi wants to come in. Engineer Rashid, it's an open debate. You can come in when you want now. At this time, it's 9:30. We are in an open debate. I'm not taking calls tonight, but we need to address this question. Yes, go ahead.
Arnab, I wanted to answer Kaul's question. He said, when has war produced peace? Take your mind back to the 1971 war, when Pakistan was broken into two. There were 93,000 prisoners of war, and for the next 10 years, we had complete peace on the Pakistani frontier in Jammu and Kashmir. And it is only when the Americans came in to do the interference and to aid the Mujahideen in Afghanistan that they got a second lease of life. Let me remind Gautam Kohl and his cohorts, this time the Americans are leaving. They are not going to be coming to the support of Pakistan or the Kashmiri separatists anymore. Therefore, do not come in the way. Do not demean us. We are very proud, self-respecting Indians, all of us. Do not demean us by this cowardly attitude that just because there is some desultory firing, you want us to crawl? You want us to crawl in front of Pakistan?
You are sounding as if you are on the verge of a war. Are you on the verge of a war, General Bakshi?
We tried to get peace. We will not get to war. We know how to escalate and how much to escalate. And if it comes to war, so be it.
That's all right. If you think that is the right, that is the way, that is the path.
Engineer Rashid, Engineer Rashid is an independent MLA who wants to come into the debate. Samir Kaul and Mehboob Beg understand the hypocrisy and the double-facedness of your own arguments, because you are supporting an insult by, sir, you are, now, you don't want to listen, you are supporting, I said I'll give you 3 examples, I gave you 1.
Please don't do that, this is insulting.
It's not about supporting,
please don't use this language.
I'm supporting peace.
What is wrong with the language which I used, Mr. Beg?
When is war?
You're supporting peace of the grave.